So this is our weekly update number 13, and as you can see, there's a few changes today. First of all, we've moved to Sunday, and the reason we've moved to Sunday is because it just became too hectic during the week to try and get it out. I was rushing it quite a bit, and I always wanted to do these weekly updates, but it didn't really work during the week. I'm honest. The first thing first is our clients and work, and then basically at the weekend I could have a little bit more time just to enjoy doing it, or record these a little bit during the week, as I'm going to start doing, and then put them all together and kick it out on a Sunday evening. So yeah, this is the first one on a Sunday. I really would love to do them live, to be honest, but I couldn't commit to doing them live, so let's see how it goes. Also, you might notice that we are outside. So because it is the weekend, and this part of the recording has been done at the weekend, you might see some more during the week in the office, who knows. We're at home and the weather's really nice, so I was like, you know what, I'm going to start to do it outside as well. Why not show? This is why we're here, isn't it? It's why showing people what it's like to live in Spain. So it's actually a little bit overcast today, believe it or not, but quite nice. And the third thing is, you might notice this sort of hairy thing on my lapel. There you go. That is a new microphone that we've bought, because I had a couple of complaints about the sound quality, so I decided to splash out on a couple of half decent lapel mics. So there we go. They're not that professional, but they're certainly better than the €25 ones I was using before. The only thing is, because we are outside, you might be able to hear the sound of animals in the background. I'm not too sure. There's quite a few birds above me in the palm tree, making a lot of noise, and dogs barking in the background, and we can often hear the odd horse. So yeah, but anyway, that's it. It's all about living in Spain, isn't it? So what have we got for you this week? Well, because we've missed a few days, it's accumulated quite a lot. I had to literally look through my emails and see which ones I had done and hadn't done. Actually, this whole weekly update always comes from things I just tag on my email, things we find interesting, and as I'm doing it, the great thing is people are sending me more information to tell you about. So this is good, and this is a huge update from our client and YouTube friend Kev. Now, Kev's family have already got their visas, and Kev had to go to his appointment. His appointment was delayed because he was waiting for his P45, and he sent me a fantastic report back from London. It's got to be the most complete report back from London we've had so far. So I'm going to read it out to you, and then there's a few questions that I asked Kev, but for anybody going to London, this is vital information. So anyway, Kev said, "Hi Chris, all went well. We got there about 25 minutes early, and there seemed to be one long queue outside, which people in it were saying was for appointments and non-appointments combined. Being me, Kev, I decided to check the bloke with the bloke inside the door who asked to see my appointment letter and pointed us straight to the documentation inspection desk. Point 1, don't stand in a queue if you've got an appointment. Go and make yourself known at the door." We joined the queue, 2 back at the desk, and were spotted. Maybe the Upsticks folder did that. Asked what type of visa we were after. I responded the NRV, and were immediately directed across the room to a desk staffed by a really nice young lady with no queue. Fantastic. We were greeted warmly, given a number and a return bag to fill out. That is for your passport. The girl behind the desk apologised that maybe half an hour wait for our number to be called, but we were number 98, and they were calling 76 at the time. It was probably only about 20 to 25 minutes before we were called up to the desk. The lady I had watched happily playing peekaboo with a young Asian child at the desk next door in the short downtime while processing other people's applications. So it just shows that you aren't just dealing with monsters behind the desk. You have got some really nice people there. At the end, she explained the reference number. My documents were presented as per your instructions. The lady asked where in Spain we were going, and then where in Murcia we were going, which I felt was a bit unusual. Then told us that she was from Cartagena. We had a nice chat as the process went through. At the end, she explained the reference number and what we would hear next. Smiled and thanked us for presenting documents in good order, took the fee, and we were out in 15 minutes. I told her to watch out for the Upsticks folders in the queue, just deal with those people, and her life would be much easier with perfect docs in the right order. Thank you, Kev, for that. That is the reason why we have the Upsticks folders. We have the Upsticks folders when we do the Tom of the Way appointments in Spain. We have the Upsticks folders when you go to the consulate, because we try and get the organisations to realise that when you see one of those folders, everything's going to be okay in that folder. And it also puts them at ease as well. We had that kind of relationship with the consulates in the end, but then they moved obviously to the BLS, so we have to start again. So for anyone else arriving in the future, it's probably a good idea just to poke your head in the door on arrival. Don't just march in. Let the guy know you are there for an appointment, and hopefully they will get you moving if possible. Now, I'm sorry for looking down, but obviously I've got the laptop here now because I'm outside, so this is a new experience. If it's a rubbish video, let me know in the comments if you prefer it when I'm in the office. I'm not the best at doing these videos. Current time expectations, I didn't ask, but the girl behind the desk who gave us our number normally works in the back office and said they were really busy on the run up to Easter, and had calmed down a lot since and hoped for a quick turnaround. Let's see. Current experience for us is around anything from 2 weeks to a month, maybe one stretch into 6 weeks in London, normally a lot quicker. I said many thanks for that. We had a little bit of an email trail, which is worth going into. So I said many thanks for that, because it's okay if I use this for YouTube. So evidently anything I tell you, you can use for YouTube. You've always got to ask though. And I did ask him if they kept the full copy of the documents, and he said they kept originals of everything web provided except for the marriage certificate and the full copy of the passport. So you have to have a full copy of the passport. I'm looking at that sign. Show must go on. And they kept the original documents as well, so the original Acro and medical certificate. It looks like they're keeping them now, as well as the photocopies. Shouldn't really disagree with that. They should just stamp them and excuse me, they should just stamp them and give them back to you, but we're not being the consulate. Do you need your Acro medical certificate for anything else? No. Is there any skin off your nose if you lose them? No. So if they want the originals, just hand them over. Why not? And that was Kev's report back from London. A fantastic report, Kev. We can't thank you enough, and people who watch this channel who are going to London, well, that's an amazing report. So moving on to the next thing, which I would really love to do, because our clients, Stuart and Joe, they got their visas through within 2 weeks from Manchester, breaking all records. They really did. They gave us a fantastic report, which I think you can see in the weekly update number 10 or 11, okay, on how it goes in Manchester. And it just goes to show that we've been in contact. I was going back actually through our CRM. I think we've been in contact since 2022. And it was an absolute pleasure to get to this stage with them, because it wasn't rushed. We've spoken loads. We've had lots of discussions. I was also able to get a feel for how they are feeling going through the process as well, which is very important from our end, because if we're stuck behind a desk and we just follow the process, boom, 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 and the process is getting quicker and quicker and better now than ever. It's always nice to have that connection with people and find out how they feel, because what we don't see is the stresses at the other end of people literally picking up their lives and moving it to Spain. So that visa for us is 100% everything. That's what we need. But probably for somebody coming over, that's only 20%. The 80%, which is this heavy weight of actually moving, is hanging over your shoulders till you get that visa. So I don't know. I'm just saying it was lovely to have that kind of connection. And thank goodness they got their visas, no problems at all. One thing to mention on that though, they did get a text saying that the passport was on its way back. We checked on the government system here, SMS system, and it said it was still in process, and the BLS website just said that it was on its way. There was absolutely no indication, and we haven't seen any indication when people are going to get their passports back to check if it's been approved or not. So unfortunately, you're just going to have to wait for your passport to land on your desk or on your table or wherever it lands. So what else have we got with the updates? Right, another update here. Yeah, Acro Certificates, they've updated their website. We've had a few Acros through in just a few days, but unfortunately they've put the Acro up to 65 quid. Where are you going with this? You know, apostilles went up a tenner. Acro's gone up 15 quid. Who makes up these numbers? Put it down for people. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Should be free. Should be free. Charge you if you've only got a criminal record. I don't know. Anyway, let's move on from my whinging, shall we, about the price of Acros. And also, we'd just like to give you our stage 2 update, because we had some very quick resolutions come out of Malaga for the NLV renewals. 2 from clients of ours are actually originally from the United States, and they prepared a very good documents as per our instructions. The translations were done timely, timely, that's the proper word, yes, by our translator here in Spain. So in the UK, many of you know, we work with Gloria Menzies, and here we work with our translator Nieves, both of which are absolutely fantastic, on the ball, and we've done thousands of translations with them, and these renewals came through extremely quickly. And we had 2 renewals come through from people who had savings, state pensions, and on an S1. Okay, so, and they came through within 2 weeks of us submitting them as well. So that's very good. Now we've got to get them appointments to actually register those renewals, which is proving extremely hard to do at the moment. Okay, then let's move on to our next section. So we're just going to go through my emails and see what we have tagged before we move on to the YouTube comments. And first of all, what's this here? Oh yeah, the Spence Clark newsletter. You want to sign up for this. Spence Clark, our cross-border tax advisor, has spoken to a lot of our clients and worked with our IFA, Jeremy, and always get their weekly update. Their monthly update. And obviously, evidently, the first thing on there is that the tax declarations start now. And so we're at the end of the first fiscal quarter for businesses, which is always a horrible period for anybody who's running a business, because all those things during the 3 months that you're supposed to be doing, like collecting your expenses, closing your invoices and stuff like that, which you always don't do, you leave to the last minute, has to be done along with everything else. So I made a very conscientious effort this quarter to keep on top of everything, and still didn't work. Never mind, I still had to spend all day Thursday closing it off, but never mind. But yeah, the tax return. So if you became a fiscal resident last year, so if you spent more than 183 days in Spain last year, we're not tax advisors. If you want proper tax advice, go to a tax advisor. But the general rule is, if you spend more than 183 days in the Spanish fiscal year between January and December last year, then this year you would have to do a tax return. As I say, not tax advisors. Go and get some decent tax advice if you think this is the case. But for those people who did become fiscal residents last year, this year is when you have to do your first tax return. So that the period starts now, and it is until the 1st of July. Basically, I would always advise that you use an accountant, a gestor, a contable to do this for you. Don't try and do it yourself with Hacienda, because any mistake can be costly. Find yourself a good gestor. We've got Antonio, who's been on the Scats show. I've also had him on my YouTube channel as well. He's also a very good friend of mine. He's been doing my accounts since 2006, and I literally just throw it all at his team. They put it all together, ask me a load of questions, tell me what I've missed, and then at the end they come out with a figure that I have to pay, or something that they might give you back. Fortunately, don't often get the tax return. But so that's the tax return period starting now from Spence Clark. What else have we got here? Here we go, from Paul Jones. Cheers, Paul. I'm going to show this on YouTube. Paul, look at that. We've got on there our Upsticks magnet on his bread bin, the Matheron sticker, and the Monster Radio sticker that we got from our Lanzarote trip. So there you go. Thanks a lot for that, Paul. It's awesome to see that actually got to you. We're missing a YouTooSpain for the little community there. Let's get some YouTooSpain stickers done. That's what I think's got to come up next. That'll be good. And what have we got here? Oh yes, I just wanted to show you this. So this is what the message that we've been getting constantly, trying to book appointments. All right, any appointments in any extranjeria, this happened for a whole week. I did a video on this. We are getting them eventually, but it's such an effort. We're getting up on Sundays at like 7. I'm getting up at Sundays at 7 in the morning, like it's 6 here, 7, no, it's the other way around, I don't know, very early, right, to try and get these appointments. The same on a Saturday morning even, because they sometimes come live. Monday mornings we're having to restructure the whole sort of what we do, so we're pending on a Monday and a Friday there at 9 o'clock, because sometimes we just go, they come live then. And then random times during the day we go on and we get appointments. We had one this week in the office where we needed an NIA appointment literally for next week. They're already running close to June, and suddenly Jane jumped on and said, "Oh, we can get one quick, boom 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 boom." There you go, it's in. You go back in 3 seconds later, they're gone. So the appointments are a nightmare. This is the message that we're getting all the time when the system's being updated and it's down. They are happening, but please have patience. Dear, and if we do get an appointment for you, you really do need to go. It's not as though we can choose dates. And what we got here, this is, oh look, this is a bit of graffiti that I saw in Malaga. Very interesting. Not too sure what it's all about. Not your usual kind of graffiti. Maybe it was done with one of those funky pens or something, but anyway, very surrealist on the side of an electric box. And I was in Malaga last Friday evening with my friend's wife, a lovely nice couple of ours. We went to the spa in Malaga, which was our presents, me and my friend's presents to our wives, and that was for the king. So we've been waiting that long to actually go in, and I saw that, took a picture, and I thought, you know what, I wonder what that's all about. Does anybody know? Very surrealist graffiti. We should do a graffiti video, because there's some amazing graffiti in Malaga. Now, that sounded bad. It's not actually graffiti everywhere, but where there is graffiti, there's quite, especially in that river bit, some amazing artists. Obviously graffiti is illegal unless you do it somewhere where it's permitted, so you can't do it yourself. What have we been eating? Well, check this out. Yep, it's snails. I love snails in almond sauce. Now, what I can't remember is if I put this on the last video or not, and I skipped through it and I couldn't see it because I did have it there prepared for the last video, then I didn't do it. Anyway, who cares? If I have done it, we're going to put it on again. Snails, absolutely amazing. I think this was because we had the rain in Easter. Once we've had rain, if you go to one of the typical venters where this dish came from, this was just a tapper. They serve it in like an almond sauce, nice and warm, and with a toothpick. The toothpick is to pull the snail out. Now, one trick, when you pull the snail out, you don't eat the whole snail. There's a very last section which falls off very easily. You've got to pull that bit off and eat the body, because that last bit is the feces, it's the poo. You don't want to eat the poo. Here's a picture of a very interesting tomato which I found in a shop, took a picture, and for no reason at all thought it'd be quite funny to put it on the video. It's quite childish, I suppose, really, but hey, there you go. Festive tomatoes. And what else have we got here? And what's this here? This is another scam. Neil, our client, sent us one of these exactly the same as well. Text message scams. Be careful of text message scams. Do not hit any links that come through with a text message to you. Find out, this for example is from Correos. If you have to go to Correos to find out if you've got a package or not, go to Correos, which is the post office here in Spain, and find out. But do not hit links on these random texts, because it will just send you to a scam. Cheers, Neil, for sending stuff to us as well. Neil sent me one. I can't find it right now, but it was more or less the same. And yeah, it's definitely worth not hitting the links on any of these scams. What else? Oh yes, and another thing is WhatsApp scamming. Now recently, this is a good experience to share. My kids are 7 and 10 years old. They're definitely not having a mobile phone yet. definitely not. Okay, I don't know what age they're supposed to have one, but they're not having one yet. But they do need to communicate with the family. We live away and they get to that point where they can use WhatsApp. So I was sick of them using ours, our mobiles, so we have a mobile at home with 2 WhatsApps on it. Basically, we set one up for WhatsApp Business and WhatsApp Normal, so both kids have got one mobile where if they want to talk to the family, they can jump on it at the weekends and send a few messages. And it's also nice for the family now they're at age. But we've been getting all sorts of weird messages through there from people with very long numbers. Can you speak now in Spanish? And I just blocked them immediately. I don't know who they are, where they've come from, but they managed to get the number somehow, and they are trying to talk to someone on the end of that phone. So it's quite scary, really. You know, with kids, you have all sorts of security in place, but you know, with WhatsApp, it was just there to talk to the family, and there's also people there sending random messages from these really long numbers, trying to engage. It's very scary stuff. Be careful of that. So anyway, I've got a couple of articles here from Jane, who's highlighted it. Now, obviously the biggie here from Spain, Spain English, the golden visa being axed. I'm not going to do too much content on that actually, because there's just loads out there, and there's a massive scramble now for people who are going to offer the service before they axe it. Do we know when they're going to axe it? Well, it's going to be soon, we think, because excuse me, it's going to be soon because they've already gone past the Consejo de Ministros, but we don't know when. But it's not the golden visa that's being axed. The golden visa is still in place. What's being axed is the part which allows you to buy a property and get a golden visa. It's now pushed the bar up to €1 million in a investment or in a bank account. Basically, here you need to put €1 million in. We'll do more content on that, but the minimum investment in Spain to get a golden visa is €1 million, depending on the structure you want to go for. So they've got rid of the property element of the golden visa. And another article here, and this is a very interesting one from the Diario de Alicante. So Diario de Alicante has brought in AI, and they announced in Madrid that they have sold over 20,000 inquiries using AI, and they intend to implement it a lot more. Have you been inquiring in Alicante and got anything resolved by a bot? I think this might just be intelligent bots, like we all know when we're talking to somebody like Google, that it's actually being responded to by a robot. But now it looks like the town halls in Spain are bringing that in. Is it a good or a bad thing? Everybody likes to talk to a person, but if you're that person who really needs to talk to a person, if someone's got a question that can be answered by a bot, if I ask a question and it gets answered, do I care if it's a bot? Not really, as long as I get it answered. So I suppose, you know, what's your opinion on that? Let me know. And yeah, so that's a little bit look at a couple of articles that we've got here. You'd have to excuse me because, as I say, I'm using my laptop here, so I am still sort of learning how to do this properly. This is one. What on earth is going on at Malaga Airport? My sister came to visit me, and great flight, on time, boom, boom, boom. There we are, 9 o'clock, gonna pick her up, landed at 9:15. Then what happens? 11:15, she got out, nearly half the time of the flight. 3 security or police on the thing, queuing down. There was lots of old people, elderly people, shouldn't say old people, but people who are elderly shouldn't be on their feet for an hour and a half. Okay, some people say, oh, they could get assistance. Yes, well, people who, this is the biggest argument, do you get assistance or not? So I'd always advise an elderly person, even if you can walk the distance, etc., maybe it's a good idea to get assistance if they'll give it to you, because if you get stuck in a situation like my sister was, nearly 2 hours on your feet in a queue, there's nowhere to go. So yeah, that's a big debating point. We should talk about that more. Okay, let's move on to the YouTube comments. Okay, last but not least, the YouTube comments. We were actually a week without releasing a video. Again, just time constraints, really. We release the videos as and when subjects come up. We did release a video this week gone about an article that we wrote, that Jane wrote, and it was all about what you should bring and what you shouldn't bring. Please check out the link below to that video because you'll enjoy it. And Yogi, our follower and who I met last month, great information, buddy. Thanks for that, Yogi. Elaine, I did an NIE number explained in 1 minute. I'm still learning how to do the shorts and using AI to do the shorts, and I really enjoy them at the moment. I did one about NIE in a minute, and trying to use more facial expressions and stuff. And Elaine said hi. I'm going to say hi, Elaine, back. Oh, this is a good one here. So, Feature Technica versus Certificate of Conformity. Yeah. Oh. Where are we? One of our clients here was saying that, yeah, to pass the ITV, I can't find the actual comment itself, but to pass the ITV, the Norville 2 was saying that you have to have either a certificate of conformity or a Feature Technica Red Theta. Feature Technica Red Theta costs around 150 euros. Our technician sells them to us for 100 euros plus VAT, so that's 121 euros. We get the Feature Technicas for, and they get added to the bill of our clients when we're doing a registration. But this is interesting because Norville 2 said, both Audi and VW sent me the certificate of conformity for free, and they only took 1 week to arrive. This was from the UK. So if you are bringing a vehicle to Spain, why not chance your luck and go to the manufacturer and say, send me a certificate of conformity, because you can get it for free. You're going to save yourself 120 euros when you get here. So that's really good. Thanks for that comment. Chris Clark, great video. Thanks for the mention. I'm 41 but ready to retire soon. I think we mentioned this one before. So that was 9 days ago for Chris. He's ready to retire. That's awesome, Chris. Well done. Okay, right. Well, I think that's it now for this video. Let me know what you think. Hopefully the sound has been good with my new furry friend here. Let me know if you don't mind it being outside. As you can see, it's actually got significantly darker since we've been doing this video. I enjoy doing it a lot more relaxed. Any ideas that you've got or anything you want me to talk about, please let me know. Continue to watch the channel, and let's see if we can get our first weekly video over 500 views. I'd love that. So we've got one that's nearly there, 400 and something. We're not quite at 500. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel, and our next weekly video, number 14, will be out next Sunday.